instructions. I told her, bring your scriptures and every question you have. Questions are good. Let's see what the Lord will teach us together. She took me at my word and brought one thorny question after another. Honestly, she brought questions I'd never thought of in my life. We searched the scriptures and the teachings of prophets for answers. Little by little, she began to realize that just because she had questions didn't mean she didn't have a testimony. The scriptures are filled with accounts of prophets who had questions. And she began to recognize when the Spirit was bearing witness to her, including and especially bearing witness that prophets, seers, and revelators are truly prophets. Her testimony began to grow, and over time, the crisis passed. Then about a year ago, she called again. Sister Dew, I wanted you to be one of the first to know that I'm holding in my hand a temple recommend. Will you come when I receive my endowment? Then she added, do you know what you said that helped me the most? Well, I have absolutely no clue. She said, you told me that questions are good. And that allowed me to see myself as a seeker rather than a doubter. I was just overjoyed with that conversation. But then 2 days later, I received a much different call from another BYU graduate. Sister Dew, she said, before you hear it from someone else, I want you to hear it from me and to know that I am pregnant. She was not married. She said that for several years she had doubted the truthfulness of the gospel and had finally decided there was no reason to keep living the law of chastity. I told her that I was not her judge and that I loved her. Then I asked her if she would like to have a testimony. No, I don't think so, she said. The contrast was stunning. At about the same time, these two young women had questions that threatened their testimonies. One of them sent out a cry for help, and family, friends, and leaders followed President Monson's counsel and went to her rescue. The other girl nursed her doubt and convinced herself that her immoral choices were acceptable. I love and deeply care about this girl, but for now, she has chosen a spiritually perilous path. One girl's questions propelled her to become a seeker of truth. The other girl used her questions to justify her immorality. My dear friends, my message today is simply, questions are good. Questions are good if they are inspired questions, asked in faith, and asked of credible sources where the Spirit will direct and confirm the answer. None of us are entitled to revelation without effort on our part. Answers from God don't just magically appear. If we want to grow spiritually, the Lord expects us to ask questions and seek answers. If thou shalt ask, he promised, thou shalt receive revelation upon revelation, knowledge upon knowledge. How much clearer can it be? The Lord loves inspired questions asked in faith because they lead to knowledge, to revelation, and to greater faith.